The air buzzed in the crowded coffee shop, filled with the hum of conversations and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Laughter, chatter, the clinking of cups, a symphony of human connection, or so it seemed. Yet, amidst this lively scene, Sarah felt utterly alone, like an island in a sea of people. She scrolled through social media, a highlight reel of other people's seemingly perfect lives, each post a reminder of what she felt she lacked. Sarah wasn't friendless, not technically. She had people around her, but something was missing. She had colleagues, acquaintances, even a handful of online friends who liked her posts and commented occasionally. But a deep, abiding loneliness had settled in her heart. A longing for genuine connection that went beyond the superficial, the kind that went beyond surface-level interactions, beyond the digital likes and comments.
Sarah, is that you? The voice was familiar yet unexpected.
She looked up, startled, into the smiling eyes of someone she hadn't seen in years. It was a face from her past. It was Emily, a friend from college, someone who had shared her dreams and fears. Memories flooded back late-night study sessions, shared dreams and belly laughs that chased away the world's worries. They had been inseparable once. As they hugged, a wave of warmth washed over Sarah, melting the ice that had encased her heart. It was the feeling of being seen, truly seen by another human being. A connection that transcended time and distance. In that moment, the illusion of connection shattered, replaced by a glimmer of hope. Sarah realized that true connection wasn't about the number of friends or followers, but about the depth of the relationships we nurture. As they sat down to catch up, Sarah felt a sense of belonging she hadn't felt in a long time. The coffee shop, once a place of isolation, now felt like a haven of reconnection. With each word exchanged, each laugh shared, Sarah's heart lightened. The illusion of connection had given way to something real, something profound. Catching up, Sarah and Emily discovered a shared experience. Life had happened, careers, families, the relentless march of time. They drifted apart, not out of malice, but out of neglect. The busyness of life had overshadowed the importance of nurturing their bond. It dawned on Sarah that relationships, like gardens, need tending. Without care, they wither and fade. It's not always dramatic fallouts or betrayals that sever connections. Sometimes it's the slow, insidious creep of distance, of missed calls and postponed coffee dates.
I felt the same way, Sarah, stretched thin, craving deeper connections.
They vowed to make time for each other, to rebuild the bridge that had weakened but never truly collapsed. Their reunion was a reminder that even when relationships fade, the embers often remain. With a little effort, those embers can be fanned back into a warm, comforting flame. It's easy to take relationships for granted, especially in our fast-paced world. We often get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life that we forget to nurture the connections that truly matter. We prioritize work deadlines, household chores, and even our favorite TV shows over spending quality time with loved ones. The demands of modern life can be overwhelming, and it's tempting to push relationships to the back burner. We tell ourselves we're too busy, too tired, that we'll catch up soon. But how often do we actually make the effort to follow through? The excuses pile up, and before we know it, days turn into weeks, but soon has a way of stretching into weeks, months, even years. Time slips through our fingers, and the opportunities to connect with those we care about become fewer and farther between. And slowly, subtly, the fabric of our relationships begins to fray. The bonds that once felt unbreakable start to weaken, and the distance between us grows. We lose touch with what matters most, the human connections that give our lives meaning and joy. The memories we once cherished fade, and the moments we could have shared are lost forever. It's not just about romantic relationships either. Friendships, family ties, even the bonds we forge with colleagues and neighbours, all require attention and care to flourish. Every relationship, no matter how small, plays a role in our overall well-being. Friendships, family ties, even the bonds we forge with colleagues and neighbours, all require attention and care to flourish. These connections are the threads that weave the fabric of our lives, providing support, comfort and joy. Neglecting our relationships is like neglecting our own well-being. Just as a garden needs regular tending to thrive, so do our relationships. Without care and attention, they wither and fade. Just as we need nutritious food, exercise, and sleep to thrive physically, we need the nourishment of human connection to thrive emotionally and spiritually. Taking the time to connect with others enriches our lives in ways that nothing else can. So, let's make an effort to reach out, to listen, and to be present for the people who matter most. In doing so, we not only strengthen our relationships, but also nurture our own hearts and souls. The need for connection isn't just a feel-good notion, it's deeply ingrained in our biology. From the moment we are born, we seek out the comfort and security of others. This drive for connection is a fundamental aspect of what it means to be human. Studies have shown that social isolation and loneliness can have serious consequences for our physical and mental health. When we are cut off from meaningful interactions, our bodies and minds suffer. The lack of social bonds can lead to feelings of despair and hopelessness. They're linked to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, and even dementia. The absence of connection can be as detrimental to our health as smoking or obesity. It's a silent epidemic that affects millions worldwide. On the flip side, strong relationships act as a buffer against stress, boost our immune systems, and contribute to a longer, healthier life. When we engage in positive social interactions, our bodies release endorphins, which are natural painkillers and mood elevators. When we feel loved, supported, and understood, our brains release oxytocin, a hormone that promotes feelings of trust, bonding, and well-being. This hormone not only makes us feel good, but also strengthens our social bonds, creating a positive feedback loop. Think about a time you shared a good laugh with a friend. The kind of laugh that made your sides ache and your eyes water. Or received a heartfelt hug from a loved one, the kind that made you feel safe and cherished. Or simply felt heard and understood by someone who cares, someone who took the time to listen without judgment. Remember the warmth that spread through your chest, the sensation of being truly connected to another human being. The lightness in your step, the feeling that you could take on the world because you weren't alone. That's the power of connection at work. It's a force that can transform our lives, making us healthier, happier, and more resilient. Relationships are not a luxury, they're a necessity. They are the foundation upon which we build our lives, providing us with the support and encouragement we need to thrive. They're the threads that weave the tapestry of our lives, each connection adding strength and beauty to the fabric of our existence, adding color, texture, and meaning to our existence. In the end, it's the connections we make and the relationships we nurture that bring true joy and fulfillment to our lives.